Loved ones come together in grief.
We feel empty.
Main goal is just to be around with each other.
More about the 7-year-old girl who drowned in a southeast pond. A court order against a leader of Alberta's separatist movement. Why Jeffrey Rath's assets are now frozen. And hundreds of WestJet flight attendants hold a silent protest in the midst of a labor dispute.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Camilla Di Giuseppe.
Good evening. The family of a 7-year-old girl who drowned in a storm pond on Sunday are sharing their grief and honoring her memory. This evening, they held a touching vigil for Adriana Matamona. A moving moment in song, steps from the pond where the little girl drowned, just minutes from her home. This is where a memorial of flowers and stuffed animals continue to grow as this tight-knit community of legacy comes together to support the family and to try to comprehend this heartbreaking tragedy. Tyson Fedor has more.
She loved to collect McDonald's Happy Meal toys, play with the neighborhood kids, and just be a 7-year-old. Adriana Matamona was autistic and nonverbal, communicating through a talking device.
Adriana was a very active girl, and she can run as fast as an adult.
Nina Anyumba was Adriana's godmother. She says the family has been left shaken following an unimaginable loss.
We feel empty. We feel empty because when Adriana is in the house, you know she's there. She's a beautiful soul.
Adriana's family says she ran out the front door Sunday afternoon toward the playground and somehow ended up in the water. Within minutes, her dad tried to track her down, but when he could not find her, he jumped in.
As a father, you cannot see your child going through that and then you can't do anything. So he had the strength to go inside the pond and take his baby out.
Firefighters were called to the storm pond in the 200 block of Legacy Main Street Southeast around 1 o'clock. Officials say the child had been underwater for around 20 minutes before her father pulled her out. Adriana leaves behind her parents, a 10-month-old brother, and her older sister, Ashley.
She's so beautiful.
Gloria Massingo says they are all grieving the little girl's death.
Only a mother can know that pain that she's having right now. Our main goal is just to be around with each other and show each other we're there for each other.
The Life Saving Society of Alberta says it's been a deadly year on the water already. By this time last year, there were 4 reported drowning deaths with a total of 11 in 2025. Adriana's death is the 7th this year.
We actually see majority of drowning incidents happen because people were not expecting to be in the water. Children can drown in less than 2 inches of water, right? You don't need that much water for an incident to occur. So,
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
A second vigil will be held on Sunday in Legacy, marking a week since the young girl's drowning. Next week is National Drowning Awareness Prevention Week, which is always the 3rd week in July because that is when Canada has historically seen the highest number of drowning deaths. A swim park near Medicine Hat will remain closed for the rest of the summer after a drowning last month. An 11-year-old boy drowned at Echo Dale Park in June during a school field trip. The body of water was immediately closed and a review was launched. A final report is expected within 60 days. Meanwhile, a community-wide water safety awareness campaign will proceed. The campaign was planned before the incidents. Let's bring in our Danielle Savoni. Another active evening of weather and even reports of a possible tornado. And we have some video to show you. This is from Melissa Marshall, taken after 7 p.m. tonight, looking south from her property, Danielle.
Yeah, she lives just near Delia. And this is what she was able to get on camera here. So, of course, Environment Canada still needs to confirm this and give it an EF rating. Also with this storm, in addition to the tornado reports, also reports of larger size hail and huge downpours. Now, it has calmed down for the night. I just want to show you the cell. The radar's backtrack 3 hours here. I'm even going to pop out the lightning so you can see this cell. This is just outside of what was the warning area as well, because that was just up to the north. This now has weakened and is down to nothing. So it's fizzled out, which is some good news. Things are calm everywhere. Calgary, we don't have anything to worry about at the moment. There is still rain, though, in the southeast corner, and that will continue tonight and even into tomorrow morning, just become more isolated for tomorrow morning. All right, for Calgary specifically, 18 degrees to kick off the day tomorrow. That's a warm start to the day. And if you thought today was a nice little break from all that heat, well, the heat is back. Once again for tomorrow, you're looking at a high of 27 degrees. Very small chance of an isolated shower in the city. But by Thursday, we have the chance in Calgary of even getting some severe weather. We'll talk more about that coming up.
Thank you so much, Danielle. At least one person is dead following a fire in Edmonton last night. Crews are now searching through the rubble, and there are fears there may be more victims. An 85-year-old man is the only confirmed death. Police say he died after jumping from a balcony. Evan Kenny reports.
Yeah, it looked like the main explosion was in the convenience store for sure.
Edmonton Fire says just after 9 last night, a car drove into the mixed-use building. It hit a gas line, then flames shot up.
It was a very aggressive fire that was fueled by the gas line.
People in the area tell us they could smell gas after the crash. Then
it just sounded like a large explosion. I lived right across the street and I didn't know what it was, so I came running outside, and within seconds you could see the fire. There was fires, there was people jumping from the balcony.
There's a liquor retailer, cannabis and convenience stores, along with a restaurant on the bottom floor of the building. Above, apartments home to 35 people. One person, the 85-year-old man who leapt from his balcony, is confirmed dead. 6 people, including the 62-year-old driver of the crashed car, were taken to hospital. 2 people are unaccounted for.
Those are the 2 that we're aware of that are still unaccounted for. It doesn't necessarily mean they're in the structure. It's obviously been a very chaotic scene.
Please know that Edmontonians stand with you in this time of loss.
The homicide unit is investigating the situation. EPS is responding with its mass casualty protocol.
It's more about coordinating the response at the time, preserving evidence, understanding the scope of that incident, and just making sure that all those bases are covered.
Police say they can't go inside for at least another 48 hours.
It's pretty shocking, and it's sad. It's a sad situation.
EPS says it's still investigating why the car crashed into the building. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
One of the leaders of Alberta's separatist movement has had $8.5 million in assets frozen amid a lengthy court battle. Lawyer Jeffrey Rath co-founded the Alberta Prosperity Project. He's been locked in a court dispute with former client Tall Cree First Nation over trust money from a treaty settlement. Court documents allege the funds in question were intended for minors. This week, a provincial judge decided to freeze assets belonging to Rath and his company, alleging there's reasonable grounds to suspect money could be moved before the case is settled. None of the claims have been proven in court, though the opposition NDP believes it's enough to warrant the Premier kicking Rath out of the UCP.
I think the UCP should have kicked him out long ago, but I think for the member of the public who is still thinking to themselves that it's like worth having this conversation, or that all views need to be heard, I think this kind of speaks to character.
A further hearing is scheduled tomorrow. Both Rath and Tall Cree First Nations chief declined comment. So too did the UCP caucus. Hundreds of WestJet flight attendants stood outside the airline's headquarters in Calgary today. The day of action comes as the union for thousands of WestJet workers votes this week on a potential strike. Alicia Fieldberg reports.
Their lips are sealed, but their signs speak volumes. 250 WestJet flight attendants stand together in silent protest outside the airline's Calgary headquarters. The union says the 4,400 WestJet flight attendants it represents want to be paid for all of their work.
People understand that when you're at work performing safety-sensitive, regulated work, you should be paid.
Right now, they're not paid before the aircraft doors close, so do up to 35 hours of unpaid work every month. The airline says the hourly wage they are paid is created to compensate their work in those hours. An aviation expert says that wage has not kept up with inflation.
Union at WestJet flight attendants is saying, listen, we have to catch up.
WestJet agrees the contract needs to be updated.
Award a contract that makes sense for our flight attendants, that they feel valued, that they feel well compensated, but that also is sustainable for our business.
After 11 months of negotiations, the company and union have not reached an agreement, so union members are deciding whether or not to strike.
This is not the place we want to be, but we also can't continue in the archaic system known as the flight credit system and not be appropriately paid for all of our hours' work. It has to change.
Last year, Air Canada flight attendants went on strike over similar concerns. It lasted 3 days, impacting about 500,000 passengers before the federal government ordered them back to work. Air travelers are bracing for another potential disruption.
I mean, I do understand it's frustrating for some travelers, but it's important for everybody to get fair pay.
If they're on that plane and they're working, they should be doing their job and getting paid whether they're on the ground or in the air.
No matter the disruption, passengers in Canada have the right to receive compensation, including getting a flight with a competitor.
You are about to travel and your flight is cancelled. You have every right to be rebooked on a competitor airline if WestJet is unable to rebook you on its own or partner airlines.
If union members approve strike action, the earliest it could happen would be August 2nd. Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
Flair airline pilots have officially signed a 3-year contract with the airline. The pilots voted 89% to ratify the agreement earlier today. The Airline Pilots Association says the new deal provides better compensation, retirement scheduling, and quality of life, and better aligns pilots with industry standards. The wait is finally over for kids at a Calgary science camp itching to get onto the water. Riverwatch takes kids out onto the bow, but due to high water levels from June's downpour, they were forced to stay on land. Today marked their second day out on rafts, and our Tyler Barrow joined in on the fun.
Get into the waves!
Out and about on the Bow River, Riverwatch campers are happy to be rafting.
I've always been a water person, so I go to the river a lot.
I love going swimming on the rivers and decided to just sign up for here and really enjoying it.
I've liked nature for like a while now, and I like boating.
The camp was originally supposed to be out rafting starting June 29th.
We haven't been able to get on the river because the river levels have been so high. So we're absolutely thrilled Mother Nature has given us a bit of a break.
The environmental education camp gives kids a chance to learn about Calgary's parks while rafting different sections of the Bow River each day. Along the way, the campers learn about the Bow.
We saw algae about like 3/4 of the way up on the bridge pillar. That was kind of where the water level was during the flood in 2013.
While also striving for kids to take away the important role water plays in the community, along with wildlife and plants.
Better understanding about kind of how everything in nature is interconnected and the impacts that us as humans can have.
There is no shortage of fun and games, as these kids don't mind learning on their summer break.
I learned that eagles, they like to kind of like nest by like the river.
We are learning about mostly flowers, but and I think we're going to do insects soon, I think.
The camp runs until the 3rd week of August. Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
Spots are still available. You can head to riverwatch.ca to sign up. Well, we've heard about the impact of lobbyists, mainly at the federal and provincial government levels. Just ahead, why Calgary's mayor wants new rules regarding lobbyists.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
A Calgary massage therapist has been charged with sexual assault. 52-year-old Yuriv Zhivov worked at Kinesio Massage Therapy on 17th Avenue Southwest. Police say in August 2025, the victim received a massage at the clinic and was touched by Zhivov in a sexual manner without consent. Zhivov has since been charged with 1 count of sexual assault and is scheduled to appear in court on September 16th. A Bassano pharmacist has been found guilty of sexual abuse and sexual misconduct. The Alberta College of Pharmacy says and Kit Parik's practice permit has been permanently canceled, meaning he can no longer practice, nor can he apply for a reinstatement. Victims involved were both patients and employees. He was also found to have repeatedly consumed alcohol while at work. Parik was initially suspended in 2020 and has not practiced since. Calgary is one step closer to having a lobbyist registry at City Hall. Councillors say it's about bringing more transparency to decisions made that impact everyone. Some groups say it should have been done a long time ago. Jordan Canagan has more.
Calgary City Hall hosts dozens of meetings every day, but exactly who is meeting with councillors and City Hall bureaucrats isn't information made available to the public, at least not yet.
Any insights into the ways in which councillors are having discussions and what's sort of shaping those decisions that we're making allows the public to have scrutiny and accountability.
On Tuesday, a city committee unanimously endorsing the first step in creating a lobbyist registry that would require disclosure of who policymakers are meeting with.
If there's public money on the line and a private business entity is looking to influence city council or even city administration decision, I believe that Calgarians have a right to know that information.
The mayor says it's not about any past decisions or deals, but it comes amid a police investigation into unproven allegations of municipal corruption and obstruction of justice. That investigation involves the former mayor and a former councillor. There is also a secretive City Hall sponsorship deal for Cowboys Park.
I'm going to continue to advocate for the terms of that deal to be disclosed. My understanding is that city administration has made formally the request that the terms of the deal be made public, but at this point it's Penny Lane Entertainment who refuses to agree to that.
If passed by council as a whole, Calgary would look at how other jurisdictions, such as Toronto, enacted their own lobbyist registry.
So I think the average person might be surprised just how much lobbying goes on behind the scenes, and probably, if asked, would appreciate more transparency on how much lobbying does go on.
Jordan Canagan, CTV News, Calgary.
As Calgary considers a lobbyist registry, Alberta is reviewing its provincial lobbying rules as well. Albertans can provide feedback on government legislation until August 17th. Well, Danielle's up next with her Skywatch forecast. More active weather as the week progresses and warmer temperatures. Those details next.
All right, well, today we got a bit of a break from the heat. We had normal temperatures. A normal daytime high for Calgary is 23 degrees. That's where we got today. It was hotter in Banff at 27, Drumheller at 28, and guess what? That's that fuel to fuel these storms. We had all the instability and we had the heat, especially in some communities. We still have a tornado watch in place all the way south down near Innisfail. And then to the north, you can see it in the yellow here, there are severe thunderstorm watches and warnings in place. But the watches and warnings near Hannah and Delia, where we had the reported tornado, has now been dropped because that system has puffed out. It's dissipated to nothing, as you can see right here. All right, so we still have rain in the far southeast corner, and that will be on and off rain right and through tomorrow morning as well. This cell that did reportedly produce a tornado is now really down to just an isolated shower just outside of Hannah. So that's some good news there. It's still very active, though, as you can see in central Alberta, especially to the east of Edmonton, which is why the watches and warnings are still in place right down to Innisfail right now, because it is still so active and will continue to be for the next 1 to 2 hours and then start to weaken. All right, so as we head through tomorrow we start off nice in all communities, except again for that southeast corner. As you can see, there will be those isolated showers. But by the afternoon, there is the risk of thunderstorms again. We will get back into the heat once again tomorrow, so some of them could reach the more severe level, which is the risk of tornadoes, that larger size hail, the bigger downpours, and all that comes with it. It looks like they will mainly, the more severe storms will be to the north of Calgary, so even basically Olds and up, but it could creep into Calgary as well. Smaller chance of that though. Let's fast forward into Thursday. So Thursday, same idea, starting off with a mix of sun and cloud for the day, quite nice. And then by the supper hours again, we get into the chance of thunderstorm activity. Most likely this will be in the Calgary area and could actually reach the more severe level as well. So we have some active weather because we do have the heat once again building in. So we have that fuel, we have all that instability. All right, 27 degrees is our high for tomorrow, 28 for Thursday. Again, the risk of thunderstorms, especially by those supper hours, and we still carry that risk into Friday as well later in the day. 28 for Friday. It also looks like we're going to crack that 30-degree mark by the time we carry into the weekend. That will come with more stable weather on the weekend and lots of sunshine.
Danielle, thank you so much. Still to come, a crew of grass cutters who will do the job for free to keep vegetation under control, and they're super cute to boot. Celebration at Barcelona Tavern as Spain scored the first of 2 goals to advance to the World Cup final, knocking out France. England and Argentina play in the second semifinal tomorrow afternoon. The World Cup final is on Sunday. If you're out at Nose Hill Park over the next few weeks, don't be surprised if you run into hundreds of goats roaming the hills. They're more than just a cute attraction. They're actually hard at work weeding the area and reducing the risk of fire. Kevin Green explains.
Goats are back at Nose Hill, controlling invasive plants, reducing wildfire fuel, and improving the health of Nose Hill's grasslands.
They have enzymes that help break down a lot of the toxins in a lot of the weeds that they're eating. And so that's why a lot of the weeds that other livestock won't eat are actually palatable to the goats.
Goats are browsers, not true grazers, preferring weeds, shrubs, and woody plants over grass. That makes them particularly good at targeting the vegetation the city wants removed. They may look like an unusual crew, but they're filling a role once played by larger animals that once roamed the prairies.
We don't have our historic grazers here, such as bison and elk, and so we're bringing in goats as analogs for those historic grazers.
This year's wet weather has Nose Hill especially green, giving the herd an even bigger buffet, meaning they'll fill up faster and might not cover as much ground as they have in previous years. Of course, anything going in the front end of a goat eventually comes out the other end, returning nutrients to the soil.
There's beautiful poop. It's wonderful. The poop is so great that it doesn't redistribute the seeds.
Their hooves also help loosen the soil, making it easier for native plants to grow. And while the environmental benefits are serious, there's no denying they're also adorable.
And it's cute. There's a cuteness factor.
Everybody goes, "Oh my God, the goats are here!" They get so excited, or they go, "Nah!" For some reason, everybody wants to baa at the goats.
Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
Yeah, the goats are expected to keep grazing Nose Hill until July 30th. All right, that's it for us here at CTV News at 11:30. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you soon. Good night.